Okay, so this is a video within a video, so I will be taking this part out probably and using it somewhere else. But when I said about sewing yellow for endo, I have a condition, and I won't go into what that condition is like, but that condition is called Lichen Sclerosis, and I discovered I had it in 2011. I was aware of it, I looked it up, I thought that's what it was, it matched some symptoms, and there had been a programme on within a couple of years of me discovering that called Embarrassing Bodies, and I'd remembered someone having that, and although I'd not seen their the results of their issues, I was aware of it. So when it happened to me, and then there were the similar kind of things like endometriosis, diagnosis was not quick because it was seen as a woman's problem, and oh, it's your age, it's just because this is what happens to some of my ladies around this time. And it wasn't until, so I went about October with it, it wasn't until July the next year that I had a biopsy and I had confirmation. Until you had the biopsy and the clinical confirmation that you had it, you couldn't have the only treatment there is for it, which is Dermavate ointment, and you couldn't be started on that by your GP, it had to be by your gynecologist, and it all became a big thing. And so although I don't have endometriosis, I know that there are things that in women's health we need to be more proactive in being able to get women to understand their own bodies and not feel embarrassed or ashamed of any aspect of their bodies. Okay, what happened for me was, because the actual condition can cause excruciating pain and what's the word? It's a dermatological problem. It's progressive, it's incurable, but it can be managed. But there are changes to the anatomy because the skin changes shape and adopts different ways of its... can't explain it without explaining it. Anyway, so because it's dermatological, it's like if you have something with a seam on that is rubbing perpetually on your wrist, it will start to irritate you. At some point it will start to get painful. If you constantly have the same kind of garment on that's got the same kind of thing, you will get really, really sore in that place. Which meant that I then had to give up trousers, I had to give up leggings, I had to give up tights and shorts, and I just lost my way of who I am, because I was a jeans wearing person, I was a leggings and tunics wearing person. So I was jeans and jumpers or crop tops or long tops or whatever. I was a leggings kind of person who wore 3 layers, like, you know, like layered up with something on a long tunic or a short tunic or a mid tunic. And I could no longer wear jeans. I'd lost that figure forming function of clothes, and I felt like I lost my identity. And so sewing means a lot to me. And my ears are burning. It's only because the heat, oh no. Okay, so we all sew for different reasons. So I didn't suddenly start sewing because of that. What happened was I needed to find skirts. And at that time, in the retail industry, they had almost done away with skirts. You could get office type skirts. You could get grandma type skirts. And it wasn't for a couple of years that skirts started to come back, but they were that perma-pleated thing. And to me, that was like crimpling for the elderly people when I was a young girl. But young people were wearing them, but they weren't for me. But fortunately, the charity shop world, people would have skirts that they were getting rid of. Now I have dozens of... Have I got dozens? I must have at least a dozen skirts. All chosen by someone else and discarded, for what reason, into charity shops. And I found those skirts and I created looks with those skirts. And from that, I also then started to make my own clothes. So that is going back. We've been here since 2015, so that's 8 years. And I think I'd been sewing about 3 years before that, before we moved. And that's in my very first video. I talk about the 3 things that I made really at the beginning. And they were midi dresses. And people were not wearing midi dresses at that time. People wear midi to ankle length all the time now, but I was wearing midi dresses because I couldn't wear tights, and at that time I'd not found gussetless tights that were appropriate for everyday use, and I was wearing pop socks. So I was then grandma, the grandma who, if she sat there with her knees, a bald knee, her bare knees out and her pop socks just down here. So I had to have very long skirts and very long dresses, and so I think I will use this as a video at some point, but yes. So we all sew for different reasons, and how I come back to that was there are certain aspects of our lives that do need talking about. We don't need to bear everything, but that's important for me to say that, so that will come out at some point. If you are one of the people who hear this now, then thank you very much if you stay till the end. And yeah, I shall crack on now and get on to wearing, because since then I've found leggings that have separate gussets that I can cut the gussets out. So again, I can't just wear leggings and a tunic because you would see that. So I can wear leggings and a kind of over the knee dress or something like that. But again, I have lots of different suppliers of normal tights that have gussets that I can remove the gusset from. So I have ways of being that are not too restrictive of me being able to express who I am via my clothes. Okay. Thank you very much for listening. Bye for now. So it's Susan at Seaside Stitches, and thank you very much for watching my channel. If you want to give a thumbs up, it's great. It just adds to the popularity of my video, and then it gets shared more. If you leave a comment, that also has an effect, and I love to have comments. It's so good to be able to know that other people are out there and what their thoughts are, and just if they've enjoyed the video or they would like different content or something, or just share what you're making. That would be lovely. And if you want to subscribe, it costs you nothing, and that also, the number of subscribers helps get people up the list so that my videos will get seen more in different feeds. That's all. So I don't make any money. I'm not. My channel is not monetized. I don't take an affiliate fee from anyone. I buy nothing from Amazon. I try to be as sustainable as possible, but I'm not perfect by any means. And I do my very best to buy local. If I can't buy in person, I'll buy online. If I can buy online, and it's in a smaller distance, more localized to me, the better. But I'm not saying I haven't bought things from Birmingham or from Devon or from Scotland or from Ireland, where Beyond the Pink Door is. And you see, I can see across the Irish Sea. Now I can't see her house, and it still needs either an aeroplane or a boat to put the package in to get to me. So it's not really local, is it? Just because she's the other side of the Irish Sea, across the water there. But anyway, I'll try to do what I can. I hope you do too, and thank you. Bye for now.